Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to our pre-festival concert. Thanks for coming out. This is kind of a practice performance for us for what is our big performance on Saturday, where we play for judges. We have tonight with us Kevin Matthews. Mr. Matthews is a retired band director from, you were at Ike, right? Eisenhower High School in Utica, and now he works for Marshall Music and is our road rep. Some of you probably, I'm sure, talked to him or maybe rented an instrument from him back in the day. And so he is putting ears on us tonight to just give us another listen from kind of a professional as we get ready for our performance. The Saturday, we play, I think it's like 11:05. Look at the email that I sent out. You're all welcome to come to that. We perform here, and then we move from here to the band room where they sight read. And you're welcome to come into the sight reading. Don't record us in sight reading. You're not allowed to do that. But you can certainly come in and watch us go through that sight reading. Most of you parents have probably been through a festival experience. I was talking to wind ensemble students this afternoon, and it's been a while since we've had kind of a normal festival experience in Oxford. Last year we got canceled. The year before that it was still kind of reduced because of COVID stuff, and then before that we didn't do it. So the last time we really went and did a normal festival cycle was back in March of 2020, believe it or not. So this is going to be kind of how festival is supposed to go this year. We were playing 3 tunes. I don't have a program for this concert. Typically we don't do a program for this. Our 3 songs, Alamo is our march by Carl King. We're then going to play Joy by Frank Kelly. Mrs. Weller will conduct that. And then we're going to close with a 3-movement piece called To Her Majesty's Delight. And again, that's 3 movements. So it's very obvious we will stop playing, take a little break, and then move on to the second movement, move on to the third movement after a little break. Hold your applause until the very, very end. So, and you'll kind of know that, you'll be able to tell from my body language that they're done. So anyway, this is our concert band. Again, thanks for being there. If you have any questions between now and Saturday, don't hesitate to send an email. And we're going to go straight through our program, and we'll see you at the end. symphonic band. Before we begin, I will tell you what I just told the band in the band room. This band, every band has kids who have the flu right now. This band has been ravaged by kids who have the flu. There are several students missing, and one that's still on vacation from midwinter break. So please tell them to wash their hands and not be around anyone who's sick until Saturday. After Saturday, they can throw up all they want. But until Saturday, no fevers, no puking. So we are. Some sections will not have anyone left standing. So this band plays Saturday at 2 o'clock, I believe, and our program is going to be a march, another march by Carl King called Faces of the Air. We're going to play a piece called American River Songs, which is a collection of 3 different river songs, American folk songs. The kind of the theme that we went for with our program for this, with both our required piece, which is American River Songs, and our selected piece, which is called Amen, which is another piece by Frank Kelly. We like Frank Kelly in Oxford. Kind of more of an American folk song type of thing. Amen is kind of a jazzy thing, and then the American River Songs is just kind of American folk. So that will be our program, and we'll see you at the end. Good evening again, and welcome to the Wind Ensemble concert. I actually have a couple things. I want to give a little bit more information about our program. I won't really be able to do this on Saturday. I may say something about our second piece before we perform, but I'm going to give you a little bit more description about this program. Before I talk about the pieces, I missed a very important piece of information at our Christmas concert that I should have shared with you, and completely, in the holiday spirit, and completely forgot to tell you this. We had I want to say we had 5 students who tried out for the Michigan School Band and Orchestra Association All-State program in the fall. That happened right at the end of the marching band season. And how that works is students play across the whole state. Everybody who plays, they play a specific etude, which is a technical or lyrical study that's for their specific instrument. And everybody who auditions for All-State plays the same etude for flutes, and the clarinets will play a different etude, but every clarinet player that plays the same etude. And they go to different sites and they record themselves, and those recordings are submitted to a judge who hears all of the flute players from across the state. Another judge hears all the clarinets, another judge hears, and so forth and so on with their instruments. We had, just to go and try out is a really big deal, because it's a very, very technical, difficult etude to play on. So I'm super proud of the kids who got the etude and practiced and worked and went ahead and auditioned. We had one student who was selected for All-State. There were over 1,000 students across the state auditioned for All-State. The All-State band is about 90 students. I believe there were probably 85 or 90 students from all around the state who were selected on this particular instrument. Ben Eber was a trombone player who was selected. Ben was one of 10. Ben was one of 10 trombones in the All-State band, and there were over 100 across the state who auditioned for that spot. So that is a huge deal for our program, for Ben, and so especially as a junior, who in this band auditioned as well. Allison, Sonia, and Katie Allen as well auditioned. So huge deal to audition, huge deal to be accepted. So huge congratulations to Ben Eber for his selection to All-State. He played a concert at the end of January in Grand Rapids at the Michigan Music Conference with, your conductor was?
Dr. Thompson.
Dr. Thompson. He's the director of dance at one of my alma maters, Bowling Green State University. So congratulations to Ben for that. So had to get that in, because I forgot to do that in December, talk about that. Our first piece tonight that we're playing is Henry Fillmore march called the Klaxon. He wrote that for the Klaxon Automobile Factory advertisement tribute way back when in the early 1900s. And it's just a very, very popular march by Fillmore, who is, along with Carl King and John Philip Sousa, were 3 of the most prolific march composers for band. Our second piece is a piece called American Elegy. This piece was written by Frank Kelly. This is the piece I really wanted to talk about and read you the program note for, because it has significance, especially for us here in Oxford. American Elegy was commissioned by the Columbine Commissioning Fund, a special project sponsored by the Alpha Iota chapter of Kappa Kappa Psi at the University of Colorado on behalf of the Columbine High School Band. Contributors to the fund included members, chapters, alumni, and friends of Kappa Kappa Psi and Tau Beta Sigma, which are national honorary band fraternity and sorority. The work received its premiere performance by the Columbine High School Band on April 23rd, 2000. Its premiere served as the centerpiece of a special commemorative concert given by the Columbine High School Band in conjunction with the University of Colorado Wind Center. An American Elegy is, above all, an expression of hope. It was composed in memory of those who lost their lives at Columbine High School on April 20th, 1999, and to honor the survivors. It is offered as a tribute to their great strength and courage in the face of terrible tragedy. I hope the work will also serve as one reminder of how fragile and precious life is and how intimately connected we all are as human beings. This is the composer writing this. Mr. Tekeli was moved and honored by this commission invitation and deeply inspired by the circumstances surrounding it. Rarely has a work revealed itself to me with such powerful speed and clarity. The first 8 bars of the main melody came to me fully formed in a dream. Virtually every element of the work was discovered within the span of about 2 weeks. The remainder of my time was spent refining, developing, and orchestrating. The work begins at the bottom of the ensemble's register and ascends gradually to a heartfelt cry of hope. The main theme that follows, stated by the horns, reveals a more lyrical, serene side of the piece. A second theme, based on a simple repeated harmonic pattern, suggests yet another more poignant mood. These 3 moods, hope, serenity, and sadness, become intertwined throughout the work, defining its complex, expressive character. A 4-part canon builds to a climactic quotation of the Columbine alma mater. The music proceeds, and an offstage trumpeter is heard, suggesting a celestial voice, a heavenly message. The full ensemble returns with the final exalted statement of the main theme. When I was looking for music to program for festival, we are a AA ensemble, and this piece is on the AA required list. And because this will be the 25th anniversary of the tragedy at Columbine, I felt like probably no more fitting that our students pay tribute to those students who walked that path before us and perform this work in honor of that tragedy. Our final piece was also programmed with great intentionality. When I looked at what we follow this with, it's called AO, and I'll read the program note. The composer for this piece is actually currently, he has become a very, very popular young composer in the band world. Has written many pieces. If you were at our concert in the spring last year, we played a piece called Halcyon Hearts by this composer, the Wind Ensemble did. This piece called AO is by him, and I would love at some point to get him out here. These salutations, greetings, hello, hi, hey, yo, AO. These terms, along with countless others, have been used to greet people throughout history. However, the term AO is different. Rooted from hip-hop and jazz culture, AO is built in the Black language. It's used to tell when something is right, when something is wrong, when something is awesome, and when something is too sweet for words. Its use is seen with your closest people, your family, or people you know best. It's personal. In short, AO is a personal embrace that represents life. With this piece, the composer wanted to build the kind of embrace you would get from this word alone, while also honoring its beginnings, using hip-hop rhythms and colorful harmonies. By the end of the piece, we, the listeners, go from uncertainty to home, and with the uniqueness of the piece, we in turn celebrate not only a word like AO, but also celebrate life. And I felt this was the great follow-up to American Elegy. So, without further ado, I'll stop talking, which they'll be happy about, and here's our Wind Ensemble Festival. We'll do this all again 2 nights from now, Friday night. See you all then. Thank you all for coming tonight. Travel home safely. See you Friday.